Alright, good morning again everyone, and welcome back to the KSR YouTube channel. Today we are in the beautiful city of Bradenton, Florida. Bradenton. You guys know who lives in Bradenton. So we're paying a visit to Cleetus and the boys at the shop. I need to touch up a couple things on Mullet before Cleetus and Cars Houston, as well as they're having some issues with toast. And a whole lot of years ago, I actually did some work on a top alcohol dragster team and had a very similar fuel system to what's on toast. So I'm gonna come down and try and see if we can figure out what's going on with toast. Dig way back in the old brain box, way back. See if we can figure this thing out and get toast to do some burnouts. So hopefully we're gonna make that happen today. Bring you guys along for the ride. All right, they've got some new asphalt since I was here last. I see a racetrack. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but if there's a road coming in from there. My truck's mad at me for not wearing my seatbelt. Cool. All right, well, it's time for me to get in and get to work. See what we can figure out. Ooh, I like that shop. All right, well, while you're here, please subscribe to the channel. If you didn't know, we've got KSR merch at winwithksr.com. Trying to keep this thing growing. Appreciate everybody subscribing. Please check your subscription if you think you're subscribed. I've had some people get unsubscribed. They were real good friends, and they didn't want to get unsubscribed, but YouTube did. I don't know what it's doing. You know, you guys, some of you long timers have seen me say this a few times. But please check your subscription. I'm trying to keep growing the channel. Let's get back to the rest of the video. Alrighty, we're here with toast. Kevin to the rescue, hopefully. Hopefully. This thing looks wicked.
It looks good, right?
Yes.
Looks good, runs like crap.
Well, let's see if we can fix that today. I like the big, huge radiator for burnouty things, which for alcohol, this thing ought to never get hot. With you being on alcohol and stuff. All right, it's time for me to get to work and try to figure this thing out.
All right, so I'm gonna say let's try to stick it on where it's right. You just barely can get it on. Yep.
Little wiggle gutter on there.
So now it should be.
Now it's feeding and blocking off the return, so that the fuel goes in the motor and not just back to the tank. Yeah. These things are awesomely simple, but at the same time, a little confusing to wrap your head around. Well, the way it was set up, it wasn't a lot of fuel going to the engine. I don't think. It may take a little tweaking to get the same amount of fuel back at idle.
Yeah.
Alright. We can gas ourselves out in here. did put it in a new position. But basically there's an O-ring around that. Let's put something to catch it around. Sure. You ready on the kill switch? You ready? Now where's the fire? Okay, fire extinguisher. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that's cool. Must be pretty close. Alright, well, here goes an attempted burnout. Outside of the shop. Of course, we're going to move it outside of the shop. Well, it did something.
Oh, yeah. Dude.
Oh, holy Toledo!
That was insane.
Dude, the brakes could not hold it.
Dude. Dude, that was insane. Look how dark a line it already laid.
That's what we were looking for. That's what we were looking for.
Woo!
All right.
Holy crap. Got the good old data.
I mean, I didn't even lay into it for that long. That was 4,000 RPM.
We already couldn't see anything back here.
That's it. Yeah, just make sure they're pretty even across all the cylinders.
Hold on, this is the wrong data log.
Oh, that's exciting.
We have like the world's best burnout pad. We're up here in the parking lot.
World's best burnout.
Sometimes we make questionable decisions. All right, I'm gonna grab my fire suit.
Let's go.
That's
and
a
get
good plan.
Too.
That's a dad approved plan right there.
Wow, Kev. Love it.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That was mildly scary, not gonna lie. Mildly scary.
Alright, we all better stand back. There's a lot of debris.
There is a little debris.
Adam, can we stand on the roof of your truck? That's a really good angle. want to do
Dude, this is Rodney's bedside.
That's probably where that screwdriver came from too.
That's what flew over. Remember I told you could see me snapping back.
Here comes toast. So broken axle. We'll take it back to the shop, see if we can fix it, maybe come back later. Well, after we took toast out on the pad and broke it, I decided to come back and work on the Camino a little bit. So there's a couple things I've been needing to check. One, the alternator quit working. Possibly my fault because it comes with this big giant sticker here or label. It says you're supposed to put a ground on it. Well, I didn't do that. I didn't do it. So maybe that had something to do with it. But we're gonna go ahead and put a ground on it as well as a new alternator, send the other one back and let PowerMaster check it out. Probably be able to fix it, something simple. And then I'm gonna check the shifter adjustment and see if we can get rid of that flare that it's been doing. And I also brought up some new tires. Like at this kind of power level, typically about 40 passes and you need to be finding you a new set of tires. Well, I think Cleetus did a few more than that. Not to mention we had the big drive down from Gainesville at the first test drive we did with the car. Tires age as soon as you heat them. Like you heat them the first time, and even tires will just age sitting on the shelf. But the first time you put a good heat cycle in them, whether it's driving on the street, especially getting them real hot on a drag strip, well, that starts their timeline of them dying, basically, I guess you could say. So Mullet's pretty well used up. He burned all the tread off of them even, or all the rubber that was there for helping stick the car. So hopefully in Houston this weekend, he's gonna make some good laps. And then we're gonna go to World Cup and really try to send it. So I'm gonna put the alternator back on this and get after the shifter. Maybe we'll go for a ride here in a little bit.
17.3. I was like, ah! I mean, it probably won't do anything, but.
Yeah, after Doug had his charging issue with the one, he said to put them at 16.5, which I think I originally had this one at 16.
Yeah, we turned it down.
All right, now I gotta see if I can play with the shifter. Well, everybody, you can see it's gotten dark. I'm here at the McFarland Racing shop all by myself. And I'm wrapping up a little bit of work on the El Camino. And I did get the shifter readjusted, just a tweak, see if that makes a difference when we go to Houston. But I just spent several hours remapping the tune back to an older version of Holley EFI. So we think that some of that random misfire we've been having could be to some kind of new sensitivity in the newer V6 stuff. So I've been seeing that issue in some other cars I've been doing. Right after I converted them to V6, they were having a random misfire problem. Happened with Soccer Mom, happened with a couple other cars we've got in the stable. But it identically mimicked what Mullet was doing, and Mullet has always been on V6. So the solution is to go back to V5, or at least a possible solution is to go back to V5. But that means rewriting a complete tune, taking all of the V6 stuff and putting it back into a V5 program. Now with going the other way from V5 up to V6, Holley does it all automatically. Not so much when you're going backwards. They don't want you to go backwards. But whenever I've got a problem that I can't figure out what the heck's going on, I'm gonna try and go back to something that I know works. So that's what I'm doing here. We'll see. We really won't be able to test it until we get to the racetrack, because I'm not gonna go blasting out the shop. I haven't used their dyno before. Not that I couldn't figure it out, but it's after 9 o'clock. I've still got to drive 3 hours home, and I've got to edit this video so that it's up first thing in the morning for you guys to see. And this is after driving 10 hours yesterday back from Virginia, which that video I haven't even worked on yet, but I'll get that video out for how we did in the race at VIR. But that's just part of this game. And that's how it goes. But hopefully, I think I'm about ready to load the tune in and crank it back up. And then I'm gonna go home. All right, well, let's see if this hot rod still runs. Alright, so a successful conversion back to the V5 firmware. Actually cranks a little better now that I leaned it out some too. That was one of the issues she had before. Like that a little better. See this hot rod in action, Cleetus and Cars Houston this weekend. So that'll be exciting for everybody coming to Cleetus and Cars Houston. Now I gotta get back to Gainesville and get my cars ready for Cleetus and Cars Houston. Appreciate everybody watching. See you guys next time.